When I got to NXT, I tried to warn everybody that Cassius Ohno is a dangerous man. Richie Steamboat found that out the hard way.
Richie Steamboat intervening, he had enough. Steamboat not afraid to respond. Despite the mind games Ohno will try to play. Cassius! That'll certainly disorient and, at least in the temporary, blind Richie Steamboat.
Trying to warn everybody that Cassius Ohno is a dangerous man. Richie Steamboat found that out the hard way.
Look out!
Perhaps this is more about just showing the world how vicious he can be.
Oh, gosh! No!
We're looking at the face of a very warped young man.
But for some reason, no one else seems to get it. So, we're gonna have the first ever Cassius Ohno sparring session. And if you don't know how dangerous I am now, you will then.
That was a lot easier than I had anticipated. Let's have another go. Ring the bell.
Oliver Gray is suffering here at the hands of Cassius Ohno, and hold on! Richie Steamboat had enough of this sparring session of Cassius Ohno. And something tells me one day real soon, Steamboat is going to get his hands on Mr. Ohno. Welcome to a jam-packed NXT arena, and tonight it's the culmination after weeks of turmoil as Richie Steamboat will go one-on-one with Cassius Ohno in our main event.
Introducing first from Champlin, Minnesota, weighing 227 pounds, Michael McGillicutty.
Well, Mr. Intensity himself, Michael McGillicutty, coming off a huge win several weeks ago against Tyson Kidd, which, for all intents and purposes, has earned himself a future shot at the NXT Championship.
Here's a man that gets better every single time we see him. A man that I say all the time doesn't know how good he is yet, and he's as good now as 99% of the people in the entire WWE. Can you imagine how great he's going to be?
Yeah, Michael McGillicutty, he's a different bird. The kind of guy who just loves to create chaos.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What I see when I look at Michael McGillicutty is a superstar, and a man that's going to be hard not to be defined as in greatness for the rest of his career.
The emotionally driven 22-year-old athlete with a fight-first attitude is Bo Dallas. I tell you what, you can see the tension's already high in this matchup, our opening contest this week of NXT.
Can you believe both of their grandparents fought each other, their grandfathers fought each other, you know, years and years ago?
Oh yeah, this is
that's incredible. That's an incredible and do you think that they don't know that as well? And do you think that they haven't spoke to their grandfathers and their grandfathers have said, you better beat him because I beat his grandfather, you know, and it's just going to be that thing. They'll have been on the phone this week. The granddads have been giving him a serious ear bashing.
Blackjack
Not going to be
Mulligan.
a bashings anyway.
Blackjack Mulligan, of course, the grandfather of Bo Dallas, and Larry the Axe Hennig, the grandfather of, Michael McGillicutty. So this is a long storied, multi-generational rivalry here between these two men.
Bo Dallas, just last year we know that Bo Dallas had a serious injury. He split his kidney in half. But did it stop him? No.
No, you wouldn't know it.
It would have put anybody else out of the game forever.
You wouldn't know it.
Nothing's going to stop this young man. Nothing will stop him succeeding.
Irrepressible attitude that Bo Dallas has all over McGillicutty. Getting up quite the ride. Bo Dallas is hot here tonight.
Bo Dallas only in his very early 20s as well. I mean, just look at the poise of the man and the way he carries himself in the ring, the presence that he has. And it's I hope
Multiple shots.
I hope that the television can do this justice. The size of both of these man's fists. They're like bloody buckets. Imagine being hit with those.
And McGillicutty trying to search for some sort of reprieve, but he's not going to get it here from Bo Dallas. Oh, wow.
Sometimes a good elbow in the side of the chin works wonders.
Well, that'll scramble your brains, that's for sure.
Certainly did.
Bo Dallas has really knocked McGillicutty a little off his rocker, if that's possible.
Bo Dallas has to watch himself in such situations, though. Michael McGillicutty is so ring savvy and so aware of where he's going at all times.
And so is Bo Dallas.
Yes, he just made a right fool of me there. But that's true, both of them, because both of them have grown up around a family that is steeped in this industry and just know all the little tricks of the trade. They've grown up knowing them from being 4 or 5 years old. The earliest memories talking would have been talking about wrestling.
Well, McGillicutty wasting no time, of course, has a 10 count to get back in the ring and trying to take everything he can, but Bo Dallas will not let McGillicutty get away.
So much fire, the energy that Bo Dallas brings out of every opponent, because they know they have to be on their game. Everybody should be 100%, but it's far more than that when you have to face somebody like Bo Dallas.
Better watch the count here. Referee up to 7 here. Both these men could be counted out. Just in time, Bo Dallas goes for the cover here on McGillicutty. And Bo, you saw that smirk on the face of Bo Dallas. He knows he's got Michael McGillicutty right where he wants him.
Bo Dallas doesn't want to take Michael McGillicutty lightly, though. Michael McGillicutty is a very dangerous individual. Just one little opening and Michael McGillicutty would be all over him.
Right now, McGillicutty looks dazed and confused. As Bo Dallas continues to drive those harsh elbows into the side of the head. Ooh.
Great shot there by Michael McGillicutty.
Oh,
as I was saying before, the slightest bit of opening, Michael McGillicutty's ring savviness will prevail.
That's all it took. That unforgiving steel ring post.
He hit that ring post right on the trapezius muscle.
Folks, Michael McGillicutty has just turned the landscape of this match. We've got to take a break. Can he maintain it when we come back? Welcome back to NXT. This is our opening contest and a highly contested one between Michael McGillicutty and Bo Dallas, who hooks the leg here. McGillicutty was able to utilize the ring post to injure the left arm of Bo Dallas before the break, and he has maintained the attack, and Bo Dallas is in a bad way.
Now Michael McGillicutty is applying a perfect hammerlock here, and you can see the way he's pulling the torque on the injured shoulder and the injured arm, also pulling up into the neck area, and it's an incredibly painful move to be in. And it's one of those moves people don't really realize how much pressure is being applied, and they don't understand. It looks pretty simple, but when you're there, you can be dying 1,000 deaths trying to get out of it.
McGillicutty, see Dallas desperately trying to make it up to his feet, but McGillicutty just one step stronger, one step quicker.
Stamping away on that injured arm there. Michael McGillicutty won't rest for a second now. He will completely and utterly wear out that arm. He will make sure that there's no energy left, that there's no feeling left, and so it's going to be very hard for Bo Dallas to make any kind of offense with it. Smart competing.
This all started with Michael McGillicutty thrusting the left arm and shoulder of Bo Dallas into that unforgiving steel ring post, and McGillicutty now hoping to finish off Bo Dallas, just teeing away one shot at a time and screaming at Bo Dallas.
I was saying before, the size of the fists on both of these competitors. Did you see the way that Michael McGillicutty just, I mean, nothing more than a punch right to the chin? That would flatten any man. Any man that I know, that would put them down. But look at the fight, look at the desire in Bo Dallas. He keeps getting up.
Bo is on his feet, but not very coherent, or so we thought. Bo Dallas still fighting. Sunset flip covered, no. McGillicutty right back to the injured left arm of Bo Dallas. Hook of the leg.
Michael McGillicutty needs to take, you know, everything that he's got now and get back onto that arm, because that's the injured area. That's the thing that he needs to make sure that Bo Dallas doesn't have any room for maneuver.
A very strategic and methodical approach by Michael McGillicutty, who is just punishing Bo Dallas. Dallas fighting back. You gotta admire the heart. You gotta admire the passion of Bo Dallas.
The passion and desire is never in question when it comes to Bo Dallas. We know that. It's whether he's able, because of his arm is being, but look, he's fighting back with that other arm.
Everything he has, one arm and all. Here comes Bo Dallas with the will to win.
The pace is quickened here, and you can see Bo Dallas with all that desire and that fire. He's just bringing it to Michael McGillicutty. And a bulldog here.
Face first.
Beautifully executed.
How Bo Dallas has mustered up the strength in this match to turn things around is beyond me. But is this a mistake? Is Bo Dallas wasting time here? Dallas trying to size up Michael McGillicutty.
Michael McGillicutty trying to do the smart thing and get himself away, because that's the only thing when you're not sure of your bearings, you have to try and make some space between you and your opponent.
McGillicutty holding on to that top rope for dear life here. Oh! And so well scouted, and there's that running neck breaker by Michael McGillicutty. Hook to the leg.
Michael McGillicutty.
2 weeks ago, it was Tyson Kidd. Tonight, it is Bo Dallas as the win streak and momentum for Michael McGillicutty continues. Here's a turning point right here, folks. McGillicutty was holding on for dear life, just enough to create an opening.
Ladies and gentlemen, we could be looking at the new NXT champion right there, Michael McGillicutty. And do you want to know what I think, Byron? I think that man is the man that can beat Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, Michael McGillicutty. One day soon, I'm sure we'll see that matchup where Michael McGillicutty riding high with momentum. Well, speaking of momentum, folks, will Richie Steamboat be able to propel his momentum of emotion when he takes on Ohno in our main event tonight?
Another tremendous win for an excellent competitor, Michael McGillicutty. But now, let's have a look at the raven-haired, enchanting lady, Paige.
I've been trained to be a champion since I was 13 years old. So that means I'm not here to be a diva. I'm here to be a fighter. So many things the NXT universe wants to know about Paige. But the less you know about me, the better.
And now, the Raw Rebound is brought to you by WWEshop.com, the official WWE merchandise superstore.
Hey, what a surprise! It's Mrs. Foley's baby boy, Mick! I see things on Raw that occasionally move me, that inspire me. Never more so than when I saw the emergence of CM Punk. He gave a voice to the voiceless, taught people to stand up for themselves. But down the road, what kind of change did he really inspire? Bullying referees.
How are you employed?
Blindly following Paul Heyman.
A little bit of respect, Mick. I get it. Paul Heyman's a liar. Oh, stay away from Paul Heyman. He'll steer you down the wrong path.
No, that's not it at all. Paul never lied to me. But you have to understand, at the end of the day, Paul Heyman is going to do what's best for Paul Heyman, not for you.
Are we done? Are we done here?
I'm not done, Punk. So if you won't listen to me about Paul Heyman, maybe you will listen to about a subject I am well informed about. Hell in a Cell. That one match, it made me a legend in this business. Not one day in the last 14 years did I have to ask people for respect. I earned it that night. I want CM Punk to show that he's the best in the world by stepping inside the Hell in a Cell with John Cena.
I heard that same speech from John Cena himself. Oh, to cement your legacy. If you walk into my hometown of Boston at Night of Champions and you walk out the WWE champion, well then you are the best in the world. And look at me now!
How about you just shut up and face me at Hell in a Cell and see what happens?
You are not going to be medically cleared to compete. And I'm not speaking about what I have done to you. I'm talking about what I am going to do to you. I'm going to give you a bit of advice right now, John. Run while you can. I'm going to give you the count of 5, and if I turn back around and I see you and your broken little arm, I'm going to hurt you. You understand? I am the WWE champion. I command respect. You have till 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now that's what I call a pipe bomb!
John Cena just made a lasting impression on the WWE champion.
I hope to see you at Hell in a Cell!
You know what, Mick? I thought... You know what?
Contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Sept, Arizona, weighing 235 pounds, Jake Carter.
Well, welcome back to NXT. Jake Carter is a highly dedicated second-generation athlete who you may know as the son of former WWE superstar Vader.
This young man, I remember talking to his father probably 16 or 17 years ago, and he was 5 years old at the time. Vader was telling me that he had him on a push-up regimen then, at 5 years of age, and making it sort of a game for him. So this young man has been sort of groomed for greatness his whole life, as far as athletic greatness.
Very personable, great attitude, and, you know, really expect to see bright things from Jake Carter in the future here on NXT.
His opponent from Johannesburg, South Africa, weighing 225 pounds, Leo Kruger.
The future is in front of your eyes. This man, Leo Kruger, has made his mark in NXT and is sending a message to all the up-and-coming superstars of the WWE. Kruger is not like your average superstar. He spent most of his life growing up in the bush of South Africa, hunting big game, and you can bet your last South African rand But Leo Kruger has come to NXT to continue his career as a big game hunter.
Yeah, to say the least. Look at how he's just eyeing Jake Carter. And what in the world do you think is going on in the mind of Jake Carter right now?
He's obviously like us. He's trying to figure out what exactly is going on with Leo Kruger. Leo Kruger is an Afrikaan hunter and a skilled, I'm trying to use the correct term here, but let's say he puts things out of their misery rather well.
Carter's anxious to get the match started, but Kruger's not even moving. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. Abruptly on the attack is Leo Kruger.
I said Leo Kruger, he's a hunter, and he knows how to stalk a prey, and he knows how to stalk a prey better than any man alive.
Look at this, just stomping away without any mercy on Jake Carter, and just that eerie smile.
He thrives on the competition, he thrives on the pain. He actually enjoys it, which is, when you take that away from somebody, when somebody's not scared of being hurt, and they thrive on pain, it makes them an incredibly dangerous person. And that's what Leo Kruger is.
You know, Kruger's just sliding out of the ring, stalking his prey. Very uncomfortable feel you get just watching Leo Kruger in this attitude. Kruger just teeing away on Jake Carter, who
very deliberate with his strikes and his movements, Leo Kruger. That's what you have to be. When you're a successful hunter, you can't be just throwing things around willy-nilly. You only have so many shots, you only have so many tries to get your prey, and that's what Leo Kruger's showing us.
Look at this added aggression. Shot after shot after shot to the head of Jake Carter. Leo Kruger with this almost calming aggression. Animalistic tendencies on the attack. That is a scary man right there. A very scary individual. What is Kruger doing here? Tying up Jake Carter for this unique submission. Look at this, grabbing the ear, the hair. I mean, there's nothing pretty about this style. It seems like he's just.
But who needs pretty when it's effective? That's all that matters.
I guess so.
Let's not, you know, we know because we've known Leo Kruger for quite a while. Leo Kruger's a very skilled competitor as well, trained by the great legendary South African competitor Dani Brits. But with this extra nastiness about him, it makes him someone that everybody here in NXT needs to be very careful of.
You almost just cringe watching the way that Leo Kruger has maintained his attack onto Jake Carter. Oh. Carter's not doing well. Flying tackle, that might be it. Hook of the leg, no.
Let's not take anything away from Jake Carter. Jake Carter's a very, very skilled competitor. Jake Carter's a very strong young man who's very fit and very agile. But like you said.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, here we go. That's what we need more of from Jake Carter. But, you know, Leo Kruger is such a force to be reckoned with.
Carter trying to create an opening for himself here in this, what has become a mauling at the hands of Leo Kruger. Now Jake Carter, how about it? Jake Carter perhaps on his way to what undoubtedly would be the biggest win of his NXT career.
Let's hope so for Jake Carter. I mean, it's a valiant effort here by Jake Carter. Let's see if he can pull it off.
It could indeed be Carter time, no! Sidestepping Jake Carter, and now what is he doing? Leo Kruger pounding his head, and oh, wow! Oh. Shoulders down, no movement, and that's it for Jake Carter.
Here is your winner, Leo Kruger.
I suppose we can still call that the Kruger end.
A devastating finishing maneuver there by Leo Kruger. The impact to the face will knock any man out. I mean, there's not a man breathing breath that could possibly kick out of that maneuver.
Look at this again, the turning point in the match. Jake Carter trying to put away Leo Kruger to no avail, and that awkward pounding to the head leads to Kruger's end.
It's a wonder to see how Leo Kruger stalks his game. What we've just seen is a ferocious competitor. I, for one, can't wait to see what Leo Kruger has in store for NXT. Well, over the last few weeks, we've seen the heated rivalry of Cassius Ohno and Richie Steamboat, but now they come face-to-face tonight on NXT. And up next, one of the most feared superstars in the WWE comes to NXT for a rare appearance. I know for one thing, this man can never get enough of competition, and he has an appetite for destruction. Ryback is up next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Sin City, weighing 291 pounds, Ryback!
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NXT, and the NXT arena has just become unglued with the entrance of that man, Ryback.
It's hard to explain. I don't have the vocabulary to explain this undefeated beast. I mean, just, you could, I'm sure there's cold sweat running down my neck just with him walking within 15 feet of us. Goodness gracious me. I am so glad that I'm not one of these two gentlemen having to face him.
And as echoed by the entire NXT arena, feed me more. Well, Ryback's
these poor unfortunates.
Yeah, well, opponents or victims, depending on your preference.
Oh dear. And the two opponents for Ryback are Francis Reme Dorian and Aiden English. Goodness gracious me, what are they in for?
You can't blame these two men trying to figure out the best form of attack against Ryback.
The best is to just bugger off. Just to run away. That's the only way.
That'll work too, but I don't think they're going to seek your advice there, William Regal.
Well, oh dear.
Oh, wow. Oh, there goes Aiden English.
Ooh.
And he, you broke the man's singlet.
Oh, how dare he?
I don't know
if
that's going to work out too well for Aiden English.
Oh, man. Oh, no, my. I wonder if they've got anything they could leave us. Perhaps we could have their boots or something, or they've got any chains or gold we could have.
As if Ryback needed any more reason to be incited, and Aiden English, bless his heart, he's trying.
Ryback looks annoyed.
Oh, wow!
That's not something you want to do to Ryback.
Oh. Ooh. Get out of the way if you can. Full speed!
Oh, it's a crushing blow to the breadbasket there. Ryback's just, he truly is an awesome specimen.
Oh, hey, English.
He was trying to do the right thing anyway. It didn't quite work for him.
Trying to dodge. Look at the welts on the body of Aiden English. Manhandled by Ryback. Ooh, wee.
Unbelievable powerbomb and the most ferocious lariat. That wasn't a clothesline, that was a lariat there. And Stan Hansen lariat.
In case you didn't hear Ryback. Oh no, not both. Not both of them. Gosh, what power!
Unbelievable.
What strength! Ryback marching around the ring!
In all my years, I have never seen anything quite like this.
Here is your winner, Ryback!
Feed him more. Wow. This man, look at this again. Full speed ahead. Ryback just having a field day.
How do you possibly stop him?
Oh!
With all the experience that I've got, I don't know how I would even. How would you even start to think about taking this man down and doing anything? I mean, he's just going to have his way with everybody.
And this unbelievable display of power, both men perched on the shoulders of Ryback, and like nothing with little effort, Ryback continuing to pave his path of destruction. You gotta believe this specimen.
I believe. You don't have to sell me on it. I believe him.
This specimen known as Ryback is nearly unstoppable.
Nearly.
Folks, it's a heated rivalry that has turned personal, and it's our main event. Richie Steamboat goes one-on-one with Cassius Ohno.
One fall. Introducing first from Dayton, Ohio, weighing 225 pounds, Cassius Ohno.
Cassius Ohno is a dangerous human being, plain and simple, and he embraces the opportunity to hurt people as he did last week during what he called the Cassius Ohno sparring session, taking advantage of his opponent, only to be stopped by Richie Steamboat, who had had enough.
His opponent from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 225 pounds, Richie Steamboat.
Well, we know Richie Steamboat is fearless and highly competitive, but perhaps even he has been pushed to the brink by Cassius Ohno. Folks, this is our highly anticipated main event matchup, and we welcome to our announce desk WWE Hall of Famer, good old JR, Jim Ross.
Thanks, Byron, and William, good to see you again. This should be a tremendous matchup. It is a personal issue. Now, we know that both these men ultimately want Seth Rollins and the NXT Championship, but this issue between these two talented men, very, very personal.
It's very personal. Yes, we've seen this building over weeks. We saw Cassius Ohno basically destroy some poor unfortunate last week. Richie Steamboat came to his aid when he thought that too many liberties have been taken. So I'm really hoping that I see some of those liberties being taken on Richie Steamboat, because I know that will bring out the best in Richie Steamboat.
Well, Richie Steamboat, this is what he wanted. He understands how dangerous Cassius Ohno is, and I have no doubt whatsoever that Richie Steamboat is going to do whatever he has to do to match the intensity and aggression of Cassius Ohno.
Neither man here wants to make the slightest mistake, because they both know that this is, whoever wins this match, as you said before,
jumping crossbody into the cover.
Whoever wins this match is going to be a contender for the NXT Championship, and everybody wants that spot.
Pinfall attempt by Richie Steamboat, trying to put away Cassius Ohno early on here, hook of the leg.
Steamboat has quickened the pace of those shoulder tackles. You know, every match, every match in NXT is extremely important to the competitors, whether it be that man, Cassius Ohno, or Richie Steamboat. When you earn a way into a main event on this broadcast, it means even more scrutiny. More eyes are on you. You're expected to deliver at a higher level. There's more pressure in these contests, and then when you add the physical and the personal issue, it's a combustible combination.
You talk about that personal issue. This was instigated by Cassius Ohno. Several weeks ago, he tried to dismantle Richie Steamboat.
Yeah, what a high elevation, an amazing back body drop. And Ohno begging for a little surcease from Richie Steamboat. And Steamboat may be making a mistake here. I don't think you want to give Ohno too many second chances.
Richie well scouted Ohno thus far. We understand Richie even asked his Hall of Fame father, Ricky the Dragon, not to be in attendance tonight so he can have ultimate focus on Cassius Ohno.
Let me ask you something, Jim. Do you think that it bothers Richie Steamboat? I'm just throwing this out there, that he doesn't, like we've heard him say that he doesn't want to live in Ricky's shoes.
Well, Richie Steamboat's father, a Hall of Famer, WWE, casts a giant shadow. How young Richie deals with that shadow remains to be seen, but I could see it being problematic, theoretically.
It was interesting for me to think, strategy-wise, what happens when when you have an incredibly. My father wasn't a professional wrestler. One of my sons wants to be.
Look out! Look out!
Is he going to be resentful of me? Is he? I don't know. It's strange as you get older. You think about things like this.
Steamboat using the forearm shivers and not the closed fist, and comes back with a knife edge. So right now, Richie Steamboat is more punishing Cassius Ohno, as Ohno did last week in his sparring exhibition.
And this is interesting. We haven't seen this. We haven't seen Ohno sort of begging off his opponent. We haven't seen Ohno in a very compromising position yet.
Steamboat has great agility, but Ohno so cerebral in his approach. Oh my! Man, Steamboat just got his bell rung.
Richie Steamboat is hurt. Can Cassius Ohno capitalize? We'll find out when we come back. Welcome back to NXT. This is our main event. Richie Steamboat one-on-one with Cassius Ohno, who ever since the beginning of our break has maintained the advantage on Richie Steamboat, and particularly the back of the neck of Richie Steamboat.
A beautifully applied cravat here by Cassius Ohno. We saw him actually beat his opponent with this last week. He made his opponent submit. So it shows the kind of condition and the neck strength that Richie Steamboat has.
Byron asked the question, can Richie Steamboat survive, before we went to the final commercial break of this broadcast. We're going to find that out, because right now, as far as Cassius Ohno is concerned, Richie Steamboat will not survive this main event here tonight on NXT.
Steamboat trying to create some separation, but Ohno so well versed in incorporating so many different styles.
I think Steamboat was going more on adrenaline there than anything else. The half Nelson shot, the leg is hooked. Ohno pulling back on the leg very well, but Steamboat shows a lot of fight. Now that's a family tradition there. It's the fight and the will to win. But again, there we are comparing Richie Steamboat with his father.
Yeah, there we go. I have to keep stopping myself, because I keep wanting to say things about the confrontations I've had with his father, and I don't want to. I don't want to put that burden on the lad.
I can compare him to his mother, but I don't know her. I know Cassius Ohno is a very talented man, and you talk to this man. I talked to him earlier today. He's extremely intelligent. He's, as you have pointed out, William Regal, very well traveled as he clubs away with that right hand, and I think he is so proficient in a variety of strikes. That's his game. He likes striking and submissions.
Absolutely. His striking and submission ability is second to none. He has gone around the world and learned from every one of the true greats. Look at this.
It's illegal, but the cravat is still painful.
But you've got to that 4 count.
And the referee, yeah, you're right. That's the deal. Here's another cover.
Just using that rope, which is incredibly tight, and putting that on the jawbone while you apply the cravat, it causes so much grief to your opponent.
Wrestlers have to break on 4, ladies and gentlemen. They'll be disqualified on 5. And Ohno was listening.
You can just see the look in the eyes of Cassius Ohno, the confidence that Cassius Ohno is feeling at this moment against Richie Steamboat.
It's been a long time since I can recall seeing anyone that can strike as proficiently and in such a variety of ways as Cassius Ohno.
Absolutely no wasted motion on any of the strikes from Cassius Ohno as well. I don't know if you've noticed that. He always picks his spot and he always hits him.
Steamboat is manning up, taking the punishment and fighting back. And now our main event is reaching a boiling point here on NXT.
It's becoming a battle of guts. It's becoming a battle of who's toughest.
We talk about all these how much pressure's on these young men.
Oh!
In a main event, the pressure rises, and now Richie Steamboat is doing more than surviving. Steamboat puts on the brakes, nice counter. Good change of direction. And Steamboat with a crossbody that Ohno rolls through. Ohno rolled through the crossbody and got a near fall.
So close.
That was where that experience came into play there. Cassius Ohno knew how to roll through, and that's what saved him.
Steamboat's thinking backslide, thinking a pinfall. Got a near fall.
Surprisingly, you know, a very large man, Cassius Ohno as well. I don't think he does it justice when you're looking at him at home.
Steamboat on top. Risk reward here. This'll drop kick.
That might be it. That might be enough for Richie Steamboat. Oh.
Ohno's chest had a couple of deep print on it when he went down.
For the people at home that see people getting chopped, every one of those chops is on the sternum, and it hurts a lot and it takes your wind away.
Oh. Speaking of which.
Ohno taking a lot of punishment. You got to hand him that. He is a tough, tough man, is Cassius Ohno. But Steamboat has fought through so much. But can Steamboat fight through that kick to the face? Oh my gosh. How close was that? The hand was coming down for the 3 count without question.
You see that shocked look on the face of Cassius Ohno. He can't believe Richie kicked out.
Ohno is astonished that Steamboat had the wherewithal to kick out, and Steamboat just barely did so.
Now Cassius perhaps trying to hook that submission. Richie Steamboat wisely scooting over to the bottom rope.
That's great ring awareness for Steamboat, who knows he's in trouble.
Did you see the way that Cassius Ohno didn't rush in there, though, to make any mistakes? He picked a point and he hit his mark. That's the kind of, both men here are showing how far beyond their years they are as far as ring savviness.
Cassius gets a 5 count and that.
Oh! Hello! What a shot! That could do it.
No!
Ohno was having a debate with the official, and Steamboat scored with that super kick.
In a hurry, here comes Steamboat!
Steamboat went for everything, got nothing but the canvas. And Steamboat, even though he's folded up like an accordion, was able to get a shoulder off the canvas as the frustration level grows for Cassius Ohno.
Back and forth. This is the level of competition on NXT. This is what it's about. This is the hunger to get noticed.
From personal experience, I know there's nothing worse than in the world than when you're beating an opponent constantly and they keep kicking out. It just throws your game plan completely off.
This time, Ohno connects.
Ohno going back to the strikes, looking for the big one. It was countered.
Inside cradle.
Inside cradle.
Yes.
And Steamboat.
Here's your winner, Richie Steamboat.
Cassius Ohno can't believe it, but Ohno missed his big right hand, the knockout. Steamboat countered with a tried and true wrestling counter, the inside cradle.
No, come on.
Ohno hits the knockout all right after the match is over. What a shot.
What I like to say, call an OBE, one behind the ear. Perfectly, I mean, an elbow smash, a forearm smash right to the back of the ear there. No doubt that Richie Steamboat's equilibrium will be shot now.
God, what a shot.
No, not
And now
this.
Steamboat's going to be made to suffer. Pain and suffering for Richie Steamboat at the hands of Cassius Ohno, and this match is over.
Ohno sits in the hangman's clutch on the Richie Steamboat. Ohno's lost it. Ohno has lost his mind.
Ohno has lost the match, this main event, but he may have won the war in spite of himself.
Look, he's still not finished. Ohno's still trying to get inside the ring.
Sometimes great generals, they don't worry about actually losing the war, they worry about the bigger picture. And the bigger picture here is that Richie Steamboat is lying helpless in the middle of the canvas.
Richie Steamboat earned the win but still, oh no, watch out. Ohno still trying to get to Richie Steamboat, folks. Unresolved issues between these superstars who I guarantee you one day, somewhere, sometime soon will lock horns again inside the NXT arena.